Phantasmagoria, a name invented for an exhibition of optical illusions produced by means of the magic lantern. The phantoms of the Phantasmagoria consisted of lantern projections cast on screens. The images seemed to loom suddenly out of the darkness. This looming effect was made possible by the illusion of motion. The phantascope could move towards or away from the screen on wheels that rolled smoothly along polished rails. Such movement caused the projected image on the screen either to enlarge or decrease in size. The rapidly enlarging image appeared to be charging out at the audience. This novel effect shook up the audience, reportedly causing attendants to faint or to rise, striking out with their canes against the apparently threatening phantom. The magic lantern, the mechanism itself, had usually played a visible role in early modern entertainment, highlighted as a fascinating scientific optical toy. But Phantasmagoria shows redefine the whole spectacle by placing the lantern behind the screen instead of in front of it, so that viewers saw the images projected, but not their source. It worked directly on its spectators, limiting their viewpoint. Controlling their perception by either withholding some sensual information or by overstimulating the senses. There is a saying that the best VFX looks like no VFX. The Phantasmagoria created its phantasms by concealing its means of production. The product presents itself as self-producing. Phantasmagoria, a shifting series or succession of phantasms or imaginary figures, as seen in a dream or fevered condition. Severed limbs, a severed head, a hand detached from the arm, feet that dance by themselves, all of those have something highly uncanny about them, especially when they are credited with independent activity. Especially when they are credited with independent activity. Table turning is a type of séance in which participants sit around a table with their hands resting on it and wait for the table to move. The table was made to serve as a means of communicating with the spirits. If the experiment was successful, the table would rotate with considerable rapidity and would occasionally rise in the air or perform other movements. Table can rock, dance, and jump in dark rooms with the help of a secret accomplice of a spirit medium. A harness or attached leather wrist arm straps fitted with a tool and concealed by a vest to create the effect. But As soon as the table steps forth as a commodity, it is changed into something transcendent. It not only stands with its feet on the ground, but in relation to all other commodities, it stands on its head and evolves out of its wooden brain grotesque ideas, far more wonderful than table turning ever was. There is a definite social relation between men that assumes in their eyes the phantasmagoric form of a relation between things, wrote Karl Marx in 1867. Phantasmagoria. The relation between the exchange value of commodities that overshadows the relationship between workers, who, in fact, produce them.
It is the meeting between two extremes in a way, because ROG is cyberpunk and we are home furnishing. But that is also the interesting thing, because that's the tension in between, and then how to utilize the both strength and come together as one.
We always focus on hardcore gamer. We try to build up the interactive between gamers, gaming gears, and gaming sprays.
When we started, I could see that the ROG expression was very far away from IKEA. And that I really saw as a challenge. But then you start to collaborate, and then you start to have learnings in between, and then you come together to something.
When we discuss with IKEA, we spend a lot of time about how to build a gym gaming table. Actually, we try to build up a gaming product. It's not only one. It's let people how to set up their own gaming battle station.
There's so many different gaming expressions out there. And when we launch, everybody should feel invited and welcome to understand it and to grasp it. Also, this is just a start, because I think gaming has so many different worlds to step into and to get inspired by. It's has so many different worlds to step into and to get inspired by. It's just a scratch on the surface what this could be.
When gaming industry is used for furniture industry, can the gaming industry be just as easily used for the so-called autonomous weapons industry? MQ-9 Reapers or DJI Phantoms? But in the world of commodities, use value has no value, or use. Only when it can be exchanged on the market. Aren't new things produced just for this purpose? After all, exchange value can only exist by inhabiting or possessing things and bodies, since only actual goods can exchange with one another. When we equate coats, linen, and gold, therefore, we are equating weaving, spinning, and mining, each of which is a qualitatively distinct work process. However much they differ, they have produced the same intangible thing. Not money, not the commodity either, but the movement of exchange, motion of circulation, infinite growth in finite space. Confronted with the product of their own labor, but in such a way that the labor that has gone into it can no longer be recognized as labor. This experience is missing the recognition of its own participation in producing the world, and therefore it is drained of the ability to transform it. They become dreamers, encountering their own image impotently, as if it were a miracle, and are held in the inescapable circle of their own labor, as if it would last forever. Laboring for phantasmagoria, workers become mere limbs of this animated monster.